the scenario which we are discussing, and then finally there were two questions mentioned here. A rival institution copies the exact brochure, layout and marketing text for their own use, number one. And second, to those among those 500 prospective students, file a formal complaint with the Data Protection Board of India, claiming their personal contact details were processed on third-party AI server without explicit and itemized disclosure. पहले जैसे हम लोग when earlier we used to collect the data and forming the questionnaire, probably most of the time we used to neglect this. And since reach was not that much, because this internet and other tools were not available, so people never used to give that much attention on this aspect, the second question, which is becoming now very common. Now in continuation to this scenario poses these three aspects which I have put. The first is, can the professor sue the rival institution for copying the brochure's design and text? In this scenario, there are two aspects. One, the brochure, the image, which was refined 30 times. And of course, if somebody has refined that image, must have refined as per his or her requirement. So most likely that image belongs to that person. But this text was created by just one simple prompt and the contents were included. Now question is, a rival institution has used that image and text for promotion of his or her own institution. So question arises, can professor sue the rival institution for copying the brochure design and text? What's your opinion? Image in the brochure was refined 30 times, but the text which was generated was just created by single prompt, and that text was used as it is in the brochure. Can the professor who created that brochure take any legal remedy from that rival institution? Answer will never like yes or no.
Sir, if it is obtained the all copyright and all things, then it can claim.
If that image which was created by the professor, if it was filed before publication, then of course there is bigger chance to get the legal remedy. But since professor did not do that, so they have incredibly strong copyright claim over the artwork layout due to substantial human curation, selection and editing, but they have zero legal resource over the marketing text because a purely AI generated text from simple prompt lacks human text. In entire discussion, what we have all maintained throughout the discussion, that AI can create something based on some instruction. Now that instruction is given by human being. If human being has given instruction, then AI tool is acting as a tool, and the prompts given by the person is actually guiding and coordinating that entire creation process. So if image was filed for copyright, then of course there will be a claim for image only. But since text was not curated by the professor, that is beyond this. So there will be no legal remedy if image was not filed for copyright because it is an artwork. So it is gone. Likewise, if you write a research paper, if you, like sir was asking this question, if you have written a research paper which includes your entire original work, and if it is rejected by somebody, do you have any control over it? it is always said that if you send your paper to any journal or conference, you wait till a reasonable time as communicated by the publisher. Because generally they say, you will receive the acceptance within 3 months, 6 months, 15 days, or whatever they have. And if you do not receive any communication, you should write to the publisher or to the organizers that my paper titled this, copy attached was submitted for consideration for publication in your conference or acceptance in your conference or publication in your journal. I did not receive any communication, so my paper stands withdrawn. The moment you write this message, now thereafter, they cannot publish that paper. And since you have attached that paper, number one. Second, if you have any algorithm, any design, which has that IPR, intellectual property which has, where you want to claim the right, before sending for publication, because once it goes from your table, it goes to the public domain. Even if it is published, if it is not published, it is known to someone. Someone may take your algorithm, your design work, whatever intellectual property you have created, and with minor change, you may find it somewhere else. So never send any paper, any work, if it includes any novice creation or any concept which can be commercialized. Because if somebody else publishes first, your claim goes on. So that is one. Second, did the professor violate Indian law by running the prospective student list through the AI tool? In the process, as in that scenario, it was mentioned that the students have collected the data of 500 prospective candidates, and then they submitted it to AI tool for some purpose without consent. If you have collected data and used for processing through any AI or any tool where there is potential to disclose that data, you are violating the law of the land. And then the organization where that professor is attached, that organization will be held responsible for that. That's why under DPDP, now it has been mandated that by June 2027, every academic institute should have an appointed DPO, Data Protection Officer, who will be responsible for ensuring the safety, security, and privacy of data, and in case of any disclosure or any violation, he will be representing the organization. And that is the reason why and for academic institution, 2027, for industry, it is already there. Means people have appointed, many companies have appointed, and organizations are not finding resume for the position of DPO. Because who will own the responsibility of leakage of data? And many organizations have suffered a lot from this. So, whenever for your research purpose or for any work, if you collect data, it must be clearly specified and mentioned that for what purpose data is going to be collected, where it will be used. Just simply writing a line that this data can be used for institutional promotional purpose will not suffice the purpose under DPDP. That single line, if this data can be used for institutional promotion purpose, will not serve the purpose, still you can issue. So clear declaration, specification is very important. Otherwise, this professor has done nothing wrong. He collected data, he submitted to AI tool, that AI tool gives the result, whatever question he asked, he would have asked, and then that result was used for the institutional purpose. He didn't disclose anywhere else. But since AI tool has processed it, and from there, you try to search your name on Google. You type your name on Google and see the result. if your name has been searched, you will find, and your resume and your profile is available on it. It goes everywhere where the information matches. Now, if I search Sunil Kumar Pandey, तो सुनील कुमार पांडे नेम पे तो कॉपीराइट हो नहीं सकता. There will be number of Sunil Pandeys. So what information it extracts? You need to further refine this. Sunil Pandey from ITS Ghaziabad. Once you refine ITS Ghaziabad, then it searches the source where ITS Ghaziabad is mentioned. Information will be correct, probably better. And then after certain iteration, suppose if you are continuously engaged actively in research, publication, you go at other platform, you present your paper, you do lots of things. Then it takes information from other sources also. And then it prepares your profile. And if you search then, probably you find your profile so impressive that you won't believe that this is my profile. So, means more information about yourself, more engagement is there, more likely your presence on this platform, web platform, is going to be there. Now suppose if at one of the places you have disclosed your mobile number. I was working in one of the labs and suddenly I got a call on my personal number that you are from ITS. Yes. I am a student of XYZ, one of the very known cyber security, the known person who works in cyber security and ethical hacking he is involved into. At very young age, he was known across the world. So I'm a student of his course and I can see what is happening in your computer lab. You go to the lab, this student is working on this platform. And I'm going to lock down your entire machine and your server will be brought back. You won't be able to log in your machine. I went to the lab. I saw a few students are working there. In case, of course, in every lab, every time, if 9 to 6, the students will be there in the lab. Nothing, but the way the communication was taking place, I was afraid of what has happened because one server goes down, an entire group is going to be halted. At all campuses, this is because that is one server which controls the operation of entire group. Then finally, suddenly struck me from where he got my number. Because I am not Narendra Modi ji. My number, from where you would have got the number? Then, being in IT, I thought the best place to find the number is the social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. On Twitter, I have not shared my number. I made private. On LinkedIn also, no one can see except me. When I opened the Facebook, I have written my number there on Facebook, which was visible publicly. So definitely, if such message comes, and if you are heading that particular department, then definitely you will be in panic that if something goes wrong, then I'm going to be the responsible for that. So I simply said to whom, do you know to whom you have called? Yes, at ITS college. No, you have called the police control room. At the moment I said, immediately that phone was disconnected and switched off. But bigger question is there, that the way things are changing, if your information is passed on the net, where it will go, where it will be used, nobody knows. So these contact details must have to be either kept so safely that it is not disclosed, number one, which is almost, it is very difficult. I'm not saying impossible, but very difficult. So why do we store this? That's why now people maintain that they collect data, they use it, they process it, and the moment that uses are complete, they destroy the data. The data is not stored anymore. Or, if it is stored, then name. Sunil Pandey may be replaced as P1. Next will P2, P3, P4, P5. Rather than name, it is symbolized. Ultimately, we need the value of corresponding attributes. We are not interested in name. What feedback Sunil Pandey has given, it doesn't matter for us. Matter is, if I have asked a question, how many people have responded in what way? So why to store name? In that response, you have taken mobile number and email just for verification purpose that whether number is genuine or not. If number is genuine, then it is likely that response is going to be proper. That's all. Why mobile number is to be stored? Why email ID is to be stored? And if at all you want to store, then you follow a mechanism where they are not going to be compromised. So now what people do, they collect the data and then they mask it. If at all you want to store mobile number, at most of the application, what they do, you specify that initial 5 digits are going to be replaced by star, or underscore, or dot, or dash. So even if data is disclosed, the data is invalid. For